What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. The Phillies win the second game of this series against the Washington Nationals, and Kyle Gibson was absolutely special in this game, basically having a perfect game through 6 innings. Sadly, I thought it was going to go to distance. I just thought it was because you get that big play by Alec Boehm in the top of the 6th inning to end that inning off. Then you go to the 7th inning, and then it just, hit batter, then a single, then everything just breaks up after that. I was like, Kyle, I wanted you to get it, man. I wanted you to get it coming off of the bereavement list with the loss of his grandmother. I thought he was going to do it tonight, but still, overall, he was just absolutely dealing. He was absolutely dominant going 8 innings in this ball game. And the Phillies offense just absolutely exploded on Josiah Gray. My God, it's nice to see because Josiah Gray was a pitcher that the Phillies overall this year in their matchups against him have kind of struggled against. So it was nice to see them mash the ball, especially in that first inning. Like seriously, 3 home runs in that first inning and 5 home runs overall in this ball game to basically score every run for the team to get a 7-2 victory over this Nationals team. Yeah, very nice. Another Apple TV broadcast. So I feel like a lot of people weren't able to tune into this because they don't know how to get Apple TV to work, or they just don't have it whatsoever. Thankfully, I have a Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, so I can get the Apple TV app. And, I have an Apple account, so I'm able to watch it for free. But yeah, overall, very enjoyable night. No worries whatsoever. The Nationals got a couple of runs there in garbage time, but at the end of the day, it was garbage time. Brad Hand out there in the top of the 9th inning hasn't pitched in a week, so there was a little rust to start off there, but he was able to settle down and get the last 3 outs of this ball game to close it off, and really just no harm done overall. And now you have a chance to win the series tomorrow night with Ranger Suarez on the mound. So yeah, Kyle Gibson just absolutely dominant, very fantastic. Like I said, he had a perfect game through 6 innings, so it was very nice to watch. I really wanted him to get that perfect bid. It was like the perfect bid ends, then the no-hitter ends the very next batter. I was like, But overall, still very dominant. 8 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, a couple of hit batters as well, 4 strikeouts on 105 pitches. So a very just dominant outing from Kyle Gibson. And just overall, the offense was simply dominant as well. If you go throughout this ball game, it started in the bottom of the first inning. You get Rhys Hoskins following up yesterday, how he started off the game yesterday with a home run. Basically a deja vu performance. He hits another home run, makes it a 1-0 Phillies lead. And then JT Realmuto, he triples the center field. You get Robles basically botching the entire play. It would have been a single, but he botched it. It goes all the way behind him into the center field wall. JT goes to third base, and here comes Nick Castellanos, who, holy shit, he just murdered this ball. My goodness, Nick Castellanos. If you think he's starting to see the ball now, my God, watch that home run because it was absolutely destroyed. 2-run shot makes it 3-0 Phillies. And then another nice how do you do because Derek Hall goes back to back with Nick Castellanos, makes it 4-0 in the bottom of the first inning. So hey, Phillies got the Josiah Gray, and my God, this Nick Castellanos ball was murdered. Like seriously, a ball right down the middle, a meatball, and Nick Castellanos is just like pinpoint, just destroys it. I thought it was going second deck in left field. That's how badly this ball was crushed. It's nice to see Nick Castellanos have that type of swing, and I am just praying that this home run here, the home run against the Braves, is the start of something special for Nick Castellanos to where he can be one of the carriers of this offense. Because over the past couple of months, it's been Kyle Schwarber, then Rhys Hoskins for a stint, going back to Kyle Schwarber. Lately, it's been Alec Boehm, and Alec Boehm still tearing the cover off of the ball. And now, maybe we're going through another Rhys Hoskins streak as well, but these back-to-back days with home runs, so that's very nice to see. But I'm praying for Nick Castellanos. He almost had a home run in yesterday's ball game, too. It just died right at the wall. So I think he has seen the ball 20 times better than he has been basically the entire season. So that is very nice to see, and I'm praying that it just continues. And like I said, this is very good competition, well, very poor competition to get that done because the Nationals are not a good team whatsoever. So hey, might as well build your confidence out of something. It looks like he had that confidence in the game against the Braves to give the Phillies the win. and he's looking confident at the plate these past couple of days. So just hopefully it carries through. I'm really hoping, as I'm going to knock on wood so I don't jinx it. And going back to the Apple TV broadcast, they really like jinxing Kyle Gibson with the perfect bid because they kept saying, "Oh, he's got a perfect game through 6 innings." The last time he had a perfect game going this long was like 4 2/3 innings in 2014. Perfect game this, perfect game that, no hitter this, no hitter that. Like they were just begging for it to be jinxed. Like seriously, the one thing you do not do as a baseball fan is say no hitter or perfect game because you just don't want to jinx it. You don't want to be that douche that destroys the entire thing. So thank you, Apple TV broadcast, for ruining the entire night for Kyle Gibson. Man, I wanted to see that guy throw a no-hitter. Perfect game. Would have been amazing as well. Making some history there, Kyle Gibson. But still, overall, can't complain. Only 2 hits allowed. He was dominant. He was great. He was fantastic. And hopefully he can just build off of this going down the stretch because that would be absolutely huge for this rotation. And honestly, if you think of the past couple of days, the Phillies had the off day on, what was it? Monday. I'm trying to think of overall with the bullpen resting and everything like that. So you get the Wednesday game in Atlanta. You only use a couple of bullpen arms. You use Sir Anthony, Jose Alvarado, David Robertson. You don't use any bullpen arms yesterday because, the rain delay. Noah Syndergaard pitched all 5 innings. And then today you only use one bullpen arm. So the past couple of days for the bullpen, major rest as I feel a sneeze coming on because I really feel it. I really feel it as it might be going away. I don't know what's happening right now with the sneezes, but hey, we're going to work right through it. So if I sneeze, I sneeze. I'm just feeling it. I'm just absolutely feeling the sneeze right now, but I'm going to go over this game still. So hopefully I don't sneeze. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Next couple of innings for the both teams, very quiet as the Nationals, they go down 1-2-3 as usual. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. Rhys Hoskins, he leads off that inning with a walk. And then JT Realmuto with an amazing at-bat. Just a fantastic at-bat. It was a 2-2 count. He worked 9 pitches. And then on that 9th pitch, he hits an absolute moonshot. Like, seriously, the ball was up in the air for like 50 seconds. And then the ball landed in the first row of the left field stands. 2-run shot for JT. He continues to tear the cover off the ball. He was a double shy of the cycle tonight, so that was nice to see. He makes it a 6-0 Phillies lead there. And then you go into the bottom of the 7th inning. Kyle Schwarber, he hits a solo shot into the bullpens on that little stair ball right there. Makes it 7-0 Phillies. And then really from there, you go to that top of the 6th where, Vargas, he hits a liner right to third base and Alec Bohm makes a fantastic play. And that's where you think, oh my God, is this actually going to happen for Kyle Gibson? Alec Bohm just possibly saved the game right there. That sadly, it did not happen because you get the Robles hit by pitch in the 7th, and then Garcia gets a single. But then you get a huge double play by Bryson Stott as Luke Voigt lines it right to him, and then Stott manages to double up Robles, who got caught in between the base paths. So that was nice to see. And Gibson got out of that basically scot-free. Go to the top of the 8th for the Nationals. Got the first out, but then he hit Thomas with a pitch, walked Cesar, and then you got a basically loading the bases there with a single. And then Vargas, he hit a sac fly to Brandon Marsh. And then Kyle Gibson managed to get Robles striking out to end the top of the 8th. You get Brad Hand out there for the top of the 9th. Garcia let off with a single. Then you walk Luke Voigt. And then Hernandez grounds out to Brad Hand, so the runners move over to 2nd and 3rd base. Ruiz grounds out, which scores a run, and then Thomas strikes out to end off the ball game. So overall, pretty solid going to the lineup. Top guys were doing their damage today. Kyle Schwarber, he goes 1 for 3 with a solo shot. Rhys Hoskins goes 1 for 2. 2 runs scored, 2 walks as well. So he had a great day at the plate with a solo shot as well. Alec Bohm, he continues to he goes 1 for 4 in this ball game. JT Realmuto, fantastic day at the plate. He goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs in this game. Nick Castellanos, he goes 1 for 4 with that huge 2-run shot in the bottom of the 1st inning. That absolute monster of a just bomb. Everything from Nick Castellanos. I can't stop looking at that swing. Like that's last year's Nick Castellanos type of swing. What he did on that ball. Like seriously, he destroyed it. He absolutely destroyed it. Destroyed it. Like seriously, go back and watch that. Like I'm gonna go back and watch that right now because he absolutely tore the cover off the damn ball. I gotta find this highlight again because I just can't stop looking at it. Like seriously, like I'm gonna try to not get the sound here so I don't get copyright, but I'm looking at it right here. Like boom. He just destroyed it. Destroyed it. I can't get over that swing. That was amazing. And that is the Nick Castellanos swing from last year. My God. So he goes 1 for 4. Derek Hall goes 2 for 4 with a solo shot. Then the rest of the lineup, they went 0 for 4. Gene Segura goes 0 for 4. Bryson Stott 0 for 4. And Brandon Marsh went 0 for 3. Brandon Marsh actually had a couple of nice swings in this ball game. He had a ripper that just went right to the warning track out in right field. And sadly, it wasn't a hit. It didn't go off the wall at all. It just went right into the glove of the outfielder. He's had a couple of nice swings here. He's had a couple of nice at-bats in these first 2 games. I think one's going to eventually fall for him. You know, Kevin Long trying to work on that swing, maybe get it fixed from what the Angels did with him. Because basically, if you look at what happened with the Angels, they were all saying they were basically trying to do everything possible, just every tweaks, everything possible, just messing up with his swing, messing up with his stance, making him do way too much in the plate. And they said during the broadcast, Kevin Long told Brandon Marsh, just, hey, simplify it. Just do something simple. Stop moving around there in the box. Remain calm. Just do your thing. Just keep it simple. And a couple of swings he's taken in these few games, been pretty solid. Not banking on anything, but hey, maybe something's going to fall for him in the next few games. I'm liking what I've seen from Brandon Marsh in these first 2 games. Nothing spectacular. It's just, you know, the little details that I'm noting here from his couple of at-bats in these first 2 games. So yeah, win the first 2 games of this series, and now you have a chance to win the series tomorrow with Ranger Suarez on the mound tomorrow at 6:05. Ranger Suarez is going up against Patrick Corbin. That should be another game for a blowout because Patrick Corbin is just terrible. He is just flat out terrible. He is 4-15 with a 6.57 ERA. So yeah, he is bad, just absolutely bad. Looking at his past few starts, 4 1/3 innings, 4 earned runs. In the game against the Dodgers, he didn't even go past the first inning. He allowed 6 runs. 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 6 innings, 4 earned runs. So, yeah, Patrick Corbin is not a good pitcher. So, I should expect a win tomorrow for the Phillies to win this series. And then you're also going to have Sunday afternoon's game with Aaron Nola on the mound going up against Corey Abbott. So, right now, focus on tomorrow's game. Ranger Suarez on the bump, left field on the mound, Patrick Corbin for the Nationals. So I wonder how they're going to work tomorrow if, you know, Derek Hall's most likely not going to be in the lineup. So I wonder who comes in and everything like that. I'm feeling the sneeze coming on right now. Jeez, that was holding in for the last couple of minutes there. That sucked. But still, overall, focus on tomorrow. We'll see how the lineup goes. Ranger Suarez, he's had a couple of good starts in a row here since the All-Star break. So that's very nice to see. And it's very, very, I would say, uplifting to see Ranger Suarez have a couple of good outings in his past couple of starts. And speaking of, let's look at these past couple of starts for Ranger Suarez just so we can actually see what he's done. Yeah, in his past 3 starts, dating to that Miami game right before the All-Star break, Ranger Suarez has not allowed an earned run. 5 innings against the Marlins and a 10-0 win, no earned runs allowed. He technically did allow a run against the Braves, but that was because of the whole error situation going on there during that game against Atlanta. So the runs were unearned. So still doesn't count against his earned run average. And then you go to the game against the Pittsburgh Pirates that he had over the weekend. Went 6 innings in that game, 3 hits allowed, and struck out 8. No earned runs allowed. So he's having a couple of good starts here in a row. Maybe is he building up to something? We'll wait and see. He's got another bad team facing tomorrow in the Washington Nationals, so I expect him to build off of that success that he's had in his past couple of games. So that would be very, very nice to see out of Ranger Suarez. And just to continue, honestly, I want to look at some of the scores around baseball because if you look at the standings right here for the wild card, the Phillies winning today, they're still tied with the St. Louis Cardinals so far for that 3rd wild card spot. I know they're playing against the Yankees today. I'm not mistaken, unless that game is over. No, that game is still underway. They are winning 3-1 currently. The Yankees are against the St. Louis Cardinals. So that would put the Phillies a half game up above the Cardinals for that 3rd wild card spot. But honestly, if you're thinking of the St. Louis Cardinals, I'm honestly not that worried because if you look at the NL Central standings, the Cardinals, they're tied with the Milwaukee Brewers. They're tied for first place. Both teams are 57-48. I know the Brewers are also playing the Cubs today. They're winning that game 5-1. So most likely the Yankees lose or the Yankees win, Brewers win. Brewers will take advantage of that first place in the Central Division. But overall, I would say the Brewers are the team that you probably should be more focused on, because I do believe at the end of the day, the Cardinals are going to win the Central Division, and the Brewers, just what they did at the deadline, getting rid of Josh Hader and just their overall team makeup as a whole. Yeah, they got good pitching. They got a decent bullpen, but their offense still isn't good. Like, really, I feel like their best offensive player is Rowdy Tellez, and that's just it. Like, Christian Yelich has not been the same for the past 3 seasons, and their offense just overall isn't probably one of the bottom half in baseball. So I would think the Brewers are the team that most likely could possibly fall off, if I'm not mistaken, because they did just get swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates on the road. So I know they're beating the Cubs today. So really, the Central Division is still going to be between the Cardinals and the Brewers. But I think at the end of the day, the Cardinals are going to win that division. And the Brewers, Phillies still hold the tiebreaker against them too, because they won the season series. So like I said, they put themselves in major competition, in a really great spot here with those 2 Central Division teams. Basically, like I said, the Cardinals, I believe, are going to win that Central Division, and then the Brewers are the team you're going to have to focus on, even though I do think they're eventually going to fall off just because of the subtractions that they made at the deadline. They really didn't make any additions. They made subtractions to their team, which make them worse, regardless of how bad their offense is. They made the pitching worse in the bullpen, getting rid of Josh Hader. So could we expect a fall off from the Brewers? Got to wait and see. But the Phillies are still in a good spot right here in that 3rd wild card spot. If the Cardinals lose today, that puts them up by a half game. So that'll be very solid, unless this game is just not fully updated. No, it is updated. Okay. They are a full game back, or a half game up on the Cardinals. Yes, they are a half game up on the Cardinals now. And if the Cardinals lose, it'll be a full game behind them. So yeah, very solid stuff right here from the Phillies. You're basically controlling your own destiny. Got these 2 games against Washington, 3 games against Miami at home. Then you get a tough stretch against, 2 series in a span of a week and a half between the Mets. But then you also combine that with 2 series against the Cincinnati Reds. So after Miami, it's Mets-Reds, Mets-Reds. 2 3-game series in New York and Cincinnati, and then 2 4-game series at home between those 2 teams. And then after that Cincinnati series, you play Pittsburgh at home. Then you go on the road for the last West Coast road trip of the year, Arizona, San Francisco. And then you got a stretch in September, the beginning of September, between Miami twice and Washington. So the Phillies have a couple of good chances here to really put some wins on the board, especially in this end part, or this mid stretch of August into the beginning of September. Because you got Reds, Pirates, Diamondbacks, Giants, Marlins, Nationals, like all in that stretch. You're facing what every team right here during this stretch from August 22nd to September 14th. You are facing from August 2nd or August 22nd to September 15th. You were playing teams below 500. For a whole 2.5 to 3 week span, at least, you were playing teams below 500. That is a great stretch for you to get a lot of wins there and to really put yourself in a good spot for that wild card. So yeah, it's a really important stretch for this Phillies team upcoming, and they've been really good ever since getting swept by the Chicago Cubs coming out of that All-Star break. Ever since getting swept by the Chicago Cubs, they are what? They won the 4-game series in Pittsburgh. They won 2 games against Atlanta, and they've won their past 3 games in a row. So, that's 9 games so far? 9 wins since the All-Star break? 9-2 since getting swept by the Cubs, basically. I would say they're 9-5 overall since the All-Star break, but they're 9-2 in their last 11 games since getting swept by the Cubs. So that's been a really good bounce back for this team. And hey, every team has their bump in the road, and that bump in the road was getting swept by the Cubs right after the All-Star break, and the Phillies have been a different team ever since. And you're just getting Gene Segura back. You made these moves at the deadline. Bryce Harper is going to be back very soon. Most likely, I would say at the end of August, beginning of September, because the pins are out. He just, basically, I would assume around the beginning of September, that's when Bryce Harper would come back. Your team's only going to get stronger from here. Your bullpen's been really good. liking this Phillies' chances here to get into the playoffs. It's gonna be really exciting end of the year. Gonna be really exciting. And hey, take it one day at a time still, because you do control your own destiny. Don't look way too far ahead. Focus on the games that are in front of you, which is starting tomorrow. Rangers Schwarber on the mound against Patrick Corbin for a chance to win this 4-game series, win the first 3 games of it, and just win the series overall. So let's do it. So thank you everyone here for joining the live feed as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I appreciate that. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description below. Painted Lions BrodesMedia. I recommend it. I also recommend hitting the subscribe button. And I also recommend using the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Use it for anything you can think of, concerts, sporting events. It's a great deal. Do not pass up on it. I appreciate everyone here for joining the video, and I will see you next time.